Yes, my people, it's NXA Trades here and I'm back again with another video. I hope you enjoyed the last video. Today's video is about learning the strategy. Obviously, there are 4 phases to my, trading plan, trading journey. So as I said, it's learning the strategy, forward testing and back testing, experiencing the live markets with demo accounts, and at the execute phase where I jump on the markets with a challenge or evaluation. Obviously, we are trading futures, and when I was researching the best traders in the future scene, 2 people or 2 concepts that I have found interesting and have found to be the most profitable, in my opinion, is ICT and Powell. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, ICT this, ICT that. I don't care. He's a proven winner and his strategy is proven, and based on what I've found in the Forex space, a lot of things that people are teaching come from ICT. So why not go straight to the master, ICT? And another person who I find very inspirational when it comes to futures is Powell Trades. So I'm going to combine both of those strategies and hopefully we can see some success in this trading scene. So ICT has many concepts and has many models and plans. I'll be following the ICT 2022 membership or mentorship plan. A bunch of videos to watch. It's going to take me forever to learn. Hopefully it's going to be maybe 3 to 4 weeks of vigorous learning, and hopefully I can understand ICT, and then I'm going to hop onto Powell strategy, because a lot of what Powell does comes from ICT. So having understood ICT's concepts, Powell can obviously refine my skill and give me better entries or better confirmation of things that I may not have understood with ICT. I feel like learning the strategy is probably the most hardest part, because if you don't understand it fully, it's going to take you a while to move on to the back testing and forward testing phase. So understanding this phase or understanding the strategy is probably the most crucial part of trading, because it builds up your confluences, and confluences are things or checklists that enable you to execute a trade. So if something is part of your confluence, for example, a liquidity sweep, let's say you see a liquidity sweep in the market, and that's one of your confluences to trade, then you would obviously use that. But obviously we're diving too deep into that one, so obviously I'm gonna keep it simple with just learning the strategy. So learning the strategy right now, hopefully I can build my confluences and build good reasons to trade, and build reasons not to trade as well. Will give me a better understanding when I go into the back testing and forward testing phase of my journey. So across however many weeks or days it takes me to learn ICT, the strategy, I will be filming the whole process. Obviously, I know ICT 2022 model has a lot of episodes, so I won't necessarily make a video on every episode that I've learned, but I'll give you a quick breakdown of what I've learned over a couple of lessons. And yeah. So what is essential to learning a strategy? Well, it's a notebook, matches my phobe, and a pen really. And that's the only 2 things you really need when it comes to learning a strategy. The reason why I say these are the only 2 things that you do need when learning a strategy is because you shouldn't watch or read anything when it comes to trading as if it's Netflix, because it's not. In trading, you must take this seriously. Like anything, if you was to sit in a lecture at university, you'd get your notebook and pen, or you get something to jot down notes. And with trading and learning a strategy, this is the same. You need a pen and you need a notebook in order to learn the strategy. Also, taking notes with a pen and paper actually helps you remember stuff a lot more better than typing it on a laptop or iPad. Well, obviously my pen, my notebook, I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna lock in with my first 2 episodes of ICT, and I'll give you a review of how I found it.
You want to at least try to focus your attention on where that weekly candle is going to do. Now, here's the trade setup. Futures Index Trading Mentorship, okay? This is actually the main focus of this mentorship, okay? I believe in these markets. An example would be if you were trading the E-mini S&P and you were trading obviously the 4450 level and you went long. If it went to 4451,
Yes, my people, I finished the first 2 episodes of ICT. My God, he is draining. Damn, he's probably the most boring person I've watched. Well, boring but informative. Episode 1, gonna really break down what episode 1 was about. Episode 1 is just the introduction, him basically just outlining the mentorship. So pretty much times 2 it and skip through it, the majority of it. And episode 2 is where the actual learning begins. Okay, so obviously I've got pages full of notes that I can understand, I can read from and get a good understanding from it. And the first 15 minutes of the video, I'd say pretty much pointless. Again, very slow, but from the 16th minute onwards, it gets into it. And honestly, based on the first this first episode of it, the first proper episode, so episode 2, based on based on that alone, I feel like I could just trade futures off the back of it because of how many gems he's dropped in it, in terms of what price is going to do, what the market's engineering, in terms of even a strategy in itself, where he speaks about a bearish setup and the liquidity matrix, like everything in there, off of off of the second episode alone. If he was confident enough to trade or to begin to start trading off of that episode alone, you'd still make a lot of progress. If he was to obviously go through the back testing, forward testing, and then execution. But he dropped very good gems, and he's actually at the end of the episode giving me, well, the viewers, homework. So, what essentially he wants us to do is to go through the E-mini futures intraday chart, look at breaks in market structure, then an imbalance in price, and then determine where an opposite high or low resides, and log and backtest the number of handles you see in hindsight examples. So obviously I'm gonna go away and do that. But this isn't the backtesting phase, but it's good to familiarize yourself within the charts so that when you do decide to backtest the whole strategy, it's not foreign to you when you do enter that stage of backtesting. So obviously going through the charts, understanding the charts, familiarizing yourself within the charts while learning the strategy is very important. Why? Because this is essentially what is going to be making you money at the end of it. This is essentially your bread and butter. So you have to familiarize yourself with it. So this is in football terms, you're training for the match. So I don't know whether it was a coach or a player, but someone somewhere in the footballing scene said train the way you play. So if you're gonna go hard, you go hard. You train, you put your all on the line, you put 110% effort. So that's what I'm literally gonna be doing in terms of not back testing, but like going through the charts and then reviewing the notes that I've made. And if anything, I'll review the second episode again because it was very informative. I feel like after the 16th minute of that YouTube video, you could do with a lot more, repetition and familiarizing yourself with the model. But yeah, he drops really good gems in terms of like the liquidity matrix, a bearish setup, as well as like the importance of the weekly, daily, and low time frame analysis as well. But yeah, like honestly, I am excited for this journey. Didn't think ICT was gonna be my cup of tea. But if all in all, I do feel that I feel good. I feel good that it's a turn in the right direction, and because I already have some sort of experience in trading, I feel like it's not going to be a long process for me in terms of um learning and getting down the strategy. It's just more about the discipline and sticking to that strategy and following the rules. But yeah, stay tuned for the journey. Profitability starts now. Like, subscribe, and share my video. And turn on the notification bells, man, because you know I'm gonna be uploading very, very regularly. I hope. I hope. But thank you. It's been NXA Trades. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.